The Chusky Boys!
This is Chad with Hemlock. What does a Chusky Boy looks like?
Chusky Boys, what's that?
Chusky Boys, not to be confused with Husky Boys.
The Chusky Boys.
Well, I believe y'all guys are listening to the Chusky Boys.
This is William Duvall, and you are listening to the Chusky Boys.
Episode 3 of the Chusky Boys podcast. Welcome to the show. As always, big guy J.R. Simpson here with you. And my best friend ever. Best friend for life. Mr. Dusty Hirsch. Week 3. How you doing?
Whoop, whoop.
Chusky Boys.
Hey, are we chubby?
Nope.
Are we husky?
Nope.
What the hell are we?
We Chusky Boys.
Chusky.
Yeah, that sounded really sexy, Dusty. Actually, you should probably do voiceovers, man. You got that nice, deep voice.
Hey, I'll do anything for betting money.
Hey, well, speaking of bets, well, you know what? We'll get to the bets, man, because I got a bad beat of my own, but it was for a good reason, and I'll get to that here in a second. So, on deck today, we're going to talk World Series. It was a good one. I don't know
who won. I didn't even watch.
We'll get to that, sir.
All right.
We're going to talk about the Hemlock concert, last week's bets, and where we sit. Me versus you. I won. What are we looking at for week 9? And Jerry Cantrell solo album. Quite the lineup today. Quite the lineup today. So super excited. Like I said, we're going to kick it off with Atlanta Braves baseball. They won it in 6 games. It was magical. It was magnificent.
Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta. Bringing it. Everybody was saying, hey, Atlanta has a championship problem, right? Everybody goes back to the Super Bowl and Tom Brady coming back and beating them when I think the score was 28-3.
Halftime.
Not the town's finest moment, but I'll tell you what, the Braves did it. They are World Series champions. Got Mr. Freddie Freeman his ring. The call out that I have to have. We'll get into all sorts of stuff. But the mastermind behind all of it, who pieced this together back in July.
Dusty Baker?
What? No, man. No. Anyways, man, you be quiet. I'm going to mute you. Back in July, I was actually camping. I was in the Bighorns and got service uno momento for just enough time to get a notice that Ronald Acuna was out with the torn ACL. You just kind of feel, and this is, it's hard to describe, and the joy that you get, and also when they lose, how you feel. You know, as a Bears fan, I know you feel it year after year after year after year, right? We don't need to get into that right now.
Easy with that.
I know. But you're just invested in these sports teams for whatever reason. It's just huge, you know? And so, you know, being gutted when Acuna went down, you're just like, that's it. You know, the season's over. He was such a good leadoff hitter. He was making progress. I think about to, you know, the possibility of breaking records when it came to how many leadoff home runs in a year. I mean, I still think he can beat that when it comes to like some of the, you know, over your entire career. Cause I think that's where he'll end up again, you know, possibly doing 40 for 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases. I mean, all these things. And it's just poof, gone. And, you know, there was talk around the trading deadline that comes, I think it's kind of at the end of July, if I recall, of the Atlanta Braves being sellers, right? With Acuna out, is there any reason to hold on to, you know, some of these players? You try to get draft picks, you know, I wouldn't say rebuild. I think that's the wrong word, but you know, if there's expiring contracts, do you try to get something for them? And Alex Anthopoulos, who came from Toronto, I think this is his 3rd year as the general manager for the Atlanta Braves. And he's like, no, we're adding people. We're buyers in this particular market. And what he pieced together, 4 key players, and there's more than that, but 4 key players that he grabbed to make this happen. I'm a pop quiz you, Dusty, because I know you're not a big Atlanta Braves fan. I know you're a Twins fan. Pop quiz. Can you name any of the 4 huge players that huge in to make this happen? Players that Alex was able to get before the trade deadline.
Well, I can't name them all, but can I name their positions?
And I'll be impressed.
Can I say there's 4 outfielders?
There is 4 outfielders, and you should know at least one.
Yeah, he's from the Twins.
He was from the Twins.
He was before the Twins. Let's see. Where did he play before the Twins? He played for the Indians. Or no, I'm sorry. They're not the Indians no more. They're the Cleveland baseball team.
Guardians. But they're getting sued
the Guardians.
Because an indoor roller derby team has it. So the Cleveland Guardians are being sued that there can only be one Guardian team in Cleveland. Anyways,
that makes total sense, I guess, you know.
I see like they have a very good possibility of winning that.
Who does the
roller derby team?
It's oh my god, what was his name?
Don't you Google that shit.
It's
embarrassing. You embarrass me.
I can see his face.
I know we haven't got to it yet, but that's Sirius XM radio. Remember that DJ saying, "Hey, dead air is not good radio, Dusty." That's what you're doing to me right now.
It's okay, tell me what it is.
I'm gonna go with the other three, and I'm gonna pause for effect and see if you can't get the last one. Okay?
It's not. It's
all right. Jock Peterson,
MVP. Okay,
Jock Peterson.
Yeah,
Pearls wore the pearls in the playoffs. Huge thing. The pearls had to get fixed during the World Series. He had his jeweler fly in with, I don't know if it's a new set of pearls or to fix those pearls. He's sending those pearls to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Adam Duvall came back. Adam Duvall was with us last year, signed as a free agent with the Marlins and traded for him.
Okay.
So Adam Duvall, Jorge Soler Power. We'll get to him. And then who's the fourth?
Eddie Rosario.
That's correct. You Googled it. I seen you do it.
No, I didn't.
You cheating son of a bitch. You're like the
Astros. The Asterix.
Those four, $10 million in salaries, whatever they picked up, traded some, I don't want to say no names, but risk versus the reward certainly is there now as the reward being the World Series. Absolutely huge.
Can you say LA Rams?
Why? I don't get it.
Von Miller.
Oh, it was like a second and third round pick too, right? Rams already so good. That's what. Anyways. So shout out Alex Anthopoulos. He couldn't go. Unfortunately, he didn't make the trip to Houston because I was like, during the celebration, which was huge, did a FaceTime with a coworker who's a huge Braves fan during the bottom of the ninth. The funny part about doing that with him was we were both streaming. Mine was directly through Fox Sports. He was using Hulu. So I was a pitch ahead. So I had to like try to keep it together when something good would happen. And it was just the bottom of the ninth, which was actually relatively, I don't think anybody got on base or nobody did get on base. And it was a 1-2-3 inning. Will Smith pitched 11 innings in the playoffs, 0 earned run. I mean, he really stepped it up. He was kind of in the running for, in my opinion, MVP. Tyler Matzek was another one. And he has a very interesting nickname, which we won't get into here, just to try to keep this somewhat PG-13. And but it ended up being Jorge Soler that won the MVP. He had 3 home runs, the World Series MVP, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. And did you watch that game by chance, Dusty? Did you watch Game 6?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dude, hit that ball in orbit. I put out an APB for it. I actually reached out to Elon Musk to see if he saw it in orbit, see if we can't get that back, get that ball into the Hall of Fame. All right. They're saying it went 446 feet. Okay, whatever. It was out of the park. It was legitimately out of the park. I heard it hit some train tracks over. It was awesome. That was amazing. It was 3-run home run. I think it was in the 3rd inning. And the reaction that Dusty Baker had in the dugout, who's not the most animated individual, was priceless. And no harm, no foul to Dusty. I think he's a great manager. Managed the San Francisco Giants. He's the winningest coach to never win a World Series, which is kind of a bummer. I want him to get a World Series, just not against my Braves. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, think about Dusty Baker, dude. He came in after the 2017. Was it 2017?
Yep, the scandal.
When the Houston Astros turned to the Asterix. He came in after that, right? He had a huge dark cloud over his head, kept his head high, and got his team to the World Series again. That's insane.
Yep, kept it professional. I mean, that's why he was brought in. And so it was good to see. Like I said, I'm happy my team won. And it all goes back to, why do we have these connections with sports teams? I have no idea, but here we are, right?
Hey, who did your team lose to 30 years ago?
30 years ago. How old were you 30 years ago?
1991. I was 8. I remember this day. I remember that World Series probably better than things I remember last year, actually. Believe it or not.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that too.
And that was the Twins. So I don't know why we're bringing up old shit when we're talking about new shit. You know what I mean?
Let's move on quick before you lose your mind.
So
what else we got going on?
So we talked about. No. We're not done. We're not done talking about Braves yet. Okay. So I just want to dial in on a couple huge pieces of it. Of course, we already talked about Jorge Soler in the 3-run home run in the third, which really set the tone. That's all we needed, right? But Max Fried, last couple starts, pitched like dog shit. I was telling a coworker, I'm like, I just feel like he's got to be tipping his pitches off or something. I was reading some reports. Sounds like maybe he was, and he kind of dialed in on that. And so in that first inning, it was a rough first inning. They did not score any runs, of course, right? Game ended at 7-0. A lot was going on. And one play that was going to first base, he had to go cover. Freddie was trying to toss it to him. Max never turned around. So it was kind of a late toss back. And what ended up happening is I think it was Alex Correa stepped on his ankle, like straight up stepped on it. And you thought for sure he was done, right? We already had Charlie Morton go out, talked about that last episode with the broken leg. And you thought maybe our starter was going to be out. All I think that did is piss him off and dialed him in, because he was practically unhittable. And seeing that, it was just amazing. Young kid going in there, and he was dialed in. So call out Dansby, 2-run home run, 2-run blast. Freddie Freeman, he had his double, then he has home run. Now, Joe Buck. What's your thoughts on Joe Buck?
I love Joe Buck, dude.
Fuck Joe Buck, okay?
I love
Pardon
Joe
my
Buck.
French. Pardon my French.
It's so easy to hate on Joe Buck. That's the cool thing to do. And I'm never on the cool thing to do. But he's so funny, dude. I'm a huge Howard Stern fan. He's been on Stern a few times, I believe it, for sure once. And I think the dude's hilarious. He's got great stories. He's super knowledgeable, comes from a legit family. He didn't buy his way into this. And I don't think anyone had bought their way into the calling baseball games and football games, but I think he is super legit. That's my opinion. I'm probably one out of I don't know, 10, 1 out of 100, but I love Joe Buck, dude.
I do not like him. And here's why.
All right, let's hear it.
Right now, I don't like him. Rounding the bases. Freddie Freeman with that home run. And that could be the last home run that you see Freddie Freeman in a Braves jersey. Or some bullshit, some nonsense he's spitting. He was getting eviscerated on Twitter, on some of the Facebook forums for the Atlanta Braves, stuff like that. Not a fan of Joe Buck. Okay? Not a fan. Not a fan at all. We won.
Have you seen his wife?
I have not. We won. Okay. We won the World Series. We're the champs. It doesn't matter. We got to re-sign Freddie Freeman. Alex Anthopoulos. Or anyways, he did not make the trip because he had COVID. Anyways, long story short. Alex, lock up Freddie Freeman. The parade in Atlanta is tomorrow. Let's make it happen. The World Series is an absolute beautiful thing when your team wins. Playoff baseball is a beautiful thing, and it is so much sweeter when your team wins. I can remember in 1995 where I was when we won that World Series. I can remember in 2021 where I was. The kids stayed up. We all watched it together. We're all downstairs. Everybody's on the couch, including the dog. Couch was packed. Okay. Huge, amazing, hoarse voice. That's why we couldn't do the podcast the next day. I could barely speak. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to buy some World Series merchandise. Waiting for them Chusky Boys sizes to get back in stock, man. But all I can say, love the World Series. Congratulations, Atlanta Braves. Time to repeat. Baby.
Where were you in 95?
It was actually a Halloween party that I was at. And I remember watching it.
We were like 10?
Young. Yep. And David Justice had the one home run. And Tom Glavine pitched. It was a thing of beauty. Mark Wohlers, before he kind of got off the rocker, he got real erratic, real wild thing. But yeah. So the one thing I don't like is I was looking at some of the merchandise. My wife was giving me a hard time. I don't like to spend money, right? This Chusky boy is a frugal boy as well.
We all know that.
Yeah, heard that. And she's like, well, this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's like, what? What? You know what you just said? Not cool. Not cool, man.
No, I think she may be onto something there. So, well, congratulations, JR. You are a legitimate Atlanta Braves fan. I'll give that to you. So many people come out of the woodwork in the middle of October rooting for their team, and some of them win the World Series, and they're a fan for life, even though we know they're not. But I do know for a fact, for as long as I've known J.R. Simpson, 2015, I don't know, 15 years.
It's got to be 20 because Best Buy, I was there 7 years, just hit 10. So 17. I think it's 17 years.
So however many years, he's a legitimate Braves fan. I can safely say I'm a legitimate Twins fan. I have nothing to brag about. And let's move on to NFL, where I can not brag either, but at least I can talk knowledgeably about NFL somewhat.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. You do not have much to brag about. So would you like me
We've had some good years. I mean, we've had.
Oh, I'm talking about last week's bets. You have nothing to brag about with the heads up versus me and you.
As a matter of fact, me and a couple of friends went to Deadwood to the sports book. One of the sports books in Deadwood, and man, I bet heavy, and I came in with one bet that won me netted me $11, and I lost out real big on the rest. I'm not going to say because my wife might listen, or one of our millions of fans might clue my wife in on how much I lost. I'm not going to say how much I lost, but I need a good week. That's all there is to it. I need a good week.
Bet responsibly.
My house might be gone. My legs might be broken.
It takes them a long time to actually repossess a home. Just so you know. I mean, you could probably miss 2 payments and be in good shape. I mean,
I might be here for New Year's Day. I got a few bets going tonight, as a matter of fact, a couple kind of crazy ones. So one legitimate bet, I got the Jets plus 10.5 and the over 45.5. Now, the only reason I did this bet, because my friend who I visit a few times a week, who is a well-known bartender in our hometown, he has been steering me very wrong. So I did the exact opposite on both of his bets. He took minus 10.5 and the under, and I took Jets plus 10.5 and the over. So we'll see how that wins, or how that goes rather. And then a crazy bet that I took, just a super bizarre. I do like 5 of these a year, probably a stupid parlay. You'll never hit it, but if you do hit it, you're a genius. I took Mike White under 253.5, Carson Wentz over 275. And this is kind of crazy. So I did the second half for the away team. I did over 7.5 points, and the second half for the home team over 13.5 points. And that pays plus 23.29. So plus 2,329. So to give you an idea, if you bet $10, you'll win $232.90.
Need that to hit, man.
It ain't gonna hit. If I did 3 of those a week for the whole week, I might hit one and only be down $500 for the year. So that's a stupid bet there. But I guess you never know, right?
Nickel
Crazier
dive.
things happen.
Nickel
I mean,
dive.
dude, the NFL is an absolute monster. You never know what were the upsets last week?
The Jets won
That was crazy.
against I think it was the Bengals.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they took me out of
the
my
big
survivor
one,
pool.
Which
The
we just
Jets
kind of
did.
roll right into what last week looked like for us, right? When it comes to our heads up betting, is Tampa Bay lost to the Saints.
What the hell happened there, dude? That is insane.
And Jameson Winston's out for the year with an ACL injury, and Trevor Siemian came in and won it, or the defense probably more or less won it.
Dude, Winston went out like right at the beginning of the game. First quarter, wasn't it?
Horse collar tackle. Yep.
Oh,
Pretty
God.
brutal. A lot of ACL injuries. Anyways, so last week's bet. So I picked the Packers in the over last week.
Go on.
That did not hit. That was a loss. Dusty picked the over in the Bills game. That did not hit. I picked, and this was my shoe win of the week, Titans. I think it was +1. They won in overtime against the Colts. That's a win. Win. Dusty, Detroit against the spread. Loss. In parentheses, Detroit sucks ass.
That wasn't that was more than a loss. That was
Oh, you ain't
I
biting.
can't say what that was.
Yeah, Dan Campbell might be one and done, unfortunately. Which sucks. So this is our depending on how you want to take this. I picked the Cowboys against the spread to win against the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. But if you go back to episode 2, I did say if Dak doesn't play, I recant my bet, right? Well, Dak didn't play. It was Cooper Rush. Cowboys did win, though. It was amazing. It was Amari Cooper, and he was on the sideline a couple plays prior to working out his hamstring. Looked like he's working through that injury. Came in, got the game winner. Beautiful fade pass to the left. I don't know, Dusty. It's up to you, man. Is that a win? Is that a null and void? What do you want to do there?
Well, I'm going to speak for our thousands of listeners and say that's a null and void.
Alrighty then. That is a null and void. That is not what you said before we started recording, but I see how you play, man. That's because
I was nicer than now.
That was a real Richard move, buddy.
Now I'm tough beyond that.
All right. Hey, that's fine. I'm going to give you so much shit about this one then. That Dusty, Tampa Bay, his shoe win against the spread against the Saints, loss. Man, it doesn't matter if that line's a negative 17, man. I'm taking Tampa Bay all day.
What was the line?
6 or 7. I don't. It was within a touchdown or so, and you're talking all sorts of shit that hey, it doesn't matter. Take it at 17 points, man. You're gonna win,
dude.
Man.
That's the NFL, dude. That's
It's true.
So where are we at in the year? Are we done for the week then?
Then we had 2 prop bets that we both hit on. This is the only win that you had actually. Was right. Dusty prop bet? You had Packers to win, both teams to score 20. That hit. JR, my prop bet was Green Bay to win between 1 and 6 points. I think they won by 3. So anyways, now I'll switch it on my sheet since you're kind of pulling that Richard move. I went 2-1, but I'm 1-0 on shoe-ins, and you are 1-3 and 0-1 on shoe-ins.
So I'm gonna recount.
You can recount all you want. You can look at this. You are not number 1. I am right now.
So do I get the first bet of the week then?
Yeah. Are you prepared to do that? Do you feel like maybe you need to do some more research? I mean,
no,
last week it was bad. I mean, that was pretty awful. And then you're at Deadwood and it sounds like that's pretty awful. I mean, you're texting me to Venmo you some money so you could buy groceries. I mean, I don't know if this is responsible anymore, Mr. Hirsch.
No, let's do it. Listen,
by the way, all that's bullshit. All that's not true. I mean, his betting is not doing well, but he's not asking me for any money. Not yet. All right, Dusty, lead us off, brother.
I'm gonna lead off my shoe in, dude. So my shoe in for the week is Bills at Jaguars over 48.5. Easy money. Easy.
Bills. What do we got? Bills at Jags. You said how much? What was it? Over 40.
Over 48.5. You bet. According to BetMGM, which we are using all year long. No, they are not sponsoring us, but if they're interested, hey,
not
talk
yet.
To us.
You speak to my people. I'll talk to your people. We'll make something happen.
We'll make it happen.
Oh, this slate. What do we got going? You know what? I'm going to have a redemption game. Cincinnati Bengals versus Cleveland Browns. Browns, it's just a mess. The whole Odell stuff going on. I don't know what the hell that's out. He's been not dismissed, allowed to leave practice, excused from practice the last 2 days. I don't know what's going on there. Kind of a shit show there in Cleveland. They're playing in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's got a chip on his shoulder. The hookups he's got with Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd's doing well as well. You know what? I'm going Cincinnati Bengals -2.5.
It's a good bet right there. So, all right. This one's a gimme bet too. I think the last one's a gimme bet. This one's a gimme bet as well. Packers. Oh, those goddamn Packers. Aaron Rodgers.
He's got the cocoa.
Got the cocoa with no regard. He has the gall. He has the gall to lie about it and to hang around with other players and not wear the mask, not follow the protocols. Dude, he's a mess. The Packers are a mess. I hope they lose the rest of the season. I hope Aaron Rodgers gets suspended for the rest of the season. It won't happen. But I'll take 2 games. We got Kansas City -7. Easy.
All right. Henry Ruggs, the unfortunate incident with him. I think that's going to weigh on the Raiders quite a bit. I guess I don't necessarily want to take that into account, but you really have to. I'm going to go with the Giants plus 3 points in New York as my next one.
That's a good bet. Yeah, the Raiders. I don't know, dude. Like they lost their head coach Gruden here 2 weeks ago during the Bears week. Got Henry Ruggs going 156 miles an hour in town. Insane.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
I think that Arizona Cardinals and Niners spread 1.5 points, Arizona plus 1.5, is insane. Like, what is Vegas thinking? Now, don't get me wrong. I know Vegas knows way more than I do, but I'm totally lost about this. Has Arizona looked a little more human the last couple of weeks? Yeah, sure. Are they still awesome? Most definitely. I'm going to go Arizona plus 1.5 all day.
All right. Last but certainly not least, it is it's up to me. I got to look. I got to find that shoe-in. Got to look. I got to find it. It's here. It's somewhere. You know what?
I know you're looking in Chicago, and I don't think you're taking them.
Who's Chicago even playing? Eh, guys?
Steelers and Monday Night Football, you dickhead.
They got to give I think they're contractually obligated to give every team at least one Monday night game.
Oh, zip it. No, you got the Broncos in Dallas.
The spread is too much. 10 points.
Yeah, Dak is a shoo-in. He's playing for sure. He practiced.
Yeah, but he's on his calf. You want to see how he comes back and see how they go. And
dude, he's in.
You know, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the over. I'm going to do the over that game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I don't know if Diggs is in or not. He was injured at the end of last week, so I don't know if he's out. We always tend to give up some points. It's one of those games where we're supposed to blow them out. It means it's going to be close. It's just the way it works. If this was a primetime game, it'd even be closer. I already gave hell to one of our coworkers who's a huge Broncos fan already. And I'm going to go the over. 49.5 points. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think we're going to score more points to win. The shoo-in.
Bro, 49.5 points is your shoo-in. That's, I don't know. That I'm going to take.
Hey, Dallas, or excuse me, Dusty, can we go back to last week, please?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
1-3. 1-3, 2-1. Let me do my thing. Let the doctor work. You know what I'm saying?
That's 1 week, but we'll move on.
And then, so in between the Atlanta Braves, right? And they didn't play on Monday night. I did not make it. I know you're going to give me hell. I deserve every piece of it. Hemlock was here November 1st. Chad Smith, a lot of you remember, was on episode 1. How did the Hemlock show go, man? At the Cave Collective.
Well, I'll tell you this. Old Hemlock gave us a Chusky Boys shout out during the third song of the set list.
Woo woo.
So that's pretty awesome. I got some cool merch, and they want to come back here in March or April. So dude, the show was killer. They always put on a hell of a show. They're halfway through their tour right now. They're in Wyoming, I believe, last night. I don't know where they're at tonight.
I think they're in Colorado right now. I think they had four shows in Colorado shortly after us.
Oh, it's okay. So they went to Casper the night, or 2 nights after, rather. They had a night off, so they're going to stay in Rapid City an extra day because I love Rapid City. And then they were going to go play. Yeah, you're right. 4 shows in Colorado, I think.
Yep. They love Colorado is what they said on Facebook. So there was something unique about this show, though. They originally started touring as a 4-piece. How many were playing that night?
Well, they're down to 3 people.
Only 3. What happened to the other one?
Listen, I don't know the whole story, and out of respect for Chad and Brian, because those guys are my brothers, they're down to 3 because a 4th person, let's just say that he couldn't handle the heat from the kitchen.
The road life was too much.
He couldn't handle being on the road.
We're not about, really stirring the pot, necessarily bringing up bad stuff. But with that 3-piece, Dusty, what you told me though, man, and I think it's a call out to the energy that they bring, the entertainment factor that they have. How was the show with just 3 of them? So they're down a guitarist. How was the show?
So if you were outside listening to the band, or even not even outside, but like in another room, you wouldn't be able to tell, I don't think. So of course, some of the songs that have those long guitar solos and riffs, yeah, maybe they weren't there because there was a guitarist missing, but it was so good, dude, you wouldn't be able to tell a difference. There's no way in hell you could really tell much of a difference. I just don't buy it. They were badass as usual. I've seen them probably 12 times, and I will go the next 12 times as well.
Dusty, there's one piece that I do want to call out that was pretty, well, it upset me a little bit. It hurt me right here, right in the heart. I was really stoked, right? I didn't make it. I can go into all sorts of excuses and stuff like that. COVID still kind of got me, on edge and those kinds of things for a concert, small venue. What was up with the lack of Chusky-sized hoodies, bro? Like, I really wanted a hoodie with some of Chad's design. Yes, I'll probably go online, make it happen. I know you ended up getting me a hat, which I appreciate, my man. But where's the Chusky-sized merch, bro?
Either the first 12 shows had a lot of Chusky Boys in the crowd, which is a very, very good possibility, or they smartened up and said, hey, there's not very many Chusky Boys out there. Let's only bring a couple Chusky Boy sizes, and they sold out. I got some Chusky Boy size shirts, and they're awesome. And you got the hat, which is only one size, so hopefully it fits you. But yeah, dude.
Are you saying I have a fat head too? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're laying down?
I'm laying that down. You got a fat head, and I do too. Trust me, I got a huge head. But the Chusky Boys and the Hemlock merch was a little bit lacking. But you're right. As soon as they're off actually, you know what? He told me this during the course of the tour. They're going to restock and resupply, and they'll have some more big sizes. So we're no fear. We'll get you going, dude. I got the in.
Right now, it's hoodie weather. I mean, we are entering hoodie season. This is exciting season for me. I do love hoodie weather.
We all love hoodie weather. Thus, who have the the extra,
the Chusky midsection. Is that what you're saying? Is that where you're going to go?
We've got the extra to carry around, and we love to hide it.
Now's the time where it actually comes in handy. We're just a little bit warmer than all of them skinny.
That's right,
people.
And if you're sick, or if you're cold, you're sick, right? So you got to stay warm and stay healthy, and yeah. How about other music though? That Jerry Cantrell album came out on the 29th, I think it was. Was that last Friday? So a week ago tomorrow it came out, and I've listened to it probably I don't know 5,500 times so far, and I'm in love. It's way different.
It's way different
than Boggy Depot and Degradation Trip and any Alice in Chains tune. But dude, he doesn't say the same forever, right? He's been through so much in his life, whether it's relationships, whether it's addiction, alcohol and drugs, whether it's losing band members. He's gone through so much stuff, and of course that'll manipulate his music taste and preference. But dude, that album is killer. There's no song that you can skip on that album. It's just awesome. Matter of fact, I finally got my merchandise today. Got my big 23-inch by 35-inch velvet glow in the dark Brighten Jerry Cantrell autograph poster. Haven't opened it yet because I came home and jumped on the podcast with you, but I'm super pumped for that.
You're gonna have to keep selling some of that Chicago Bears merchandise. Make room for all this new merch that you got coming in to keep that garage with winners, because the Bears are not.
Oh, zip it.
Dang. Hey, on that, there's 9 tracks, right? Brighten, Atone, and was Siren Song a single?
Siren Song was the last single that came out probably 2 weeks or a week.
Prior
I don't know, between 1 and 2 weeks, probably before the album dropped. Yeah, super killer tone.
Good. Yeah. So out of those tracks, right? And I always try to look at the tracks that maybe aren't the singles. And one that really sticks out that I thought was really good was Black Hearts and Evil Done. I really, really enjoyed that track. But I second what you're saying, that it's not like anything else he's done. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that. but when you're going in, the expectation has to be that this Jerry Cantrell, it's Jerry Cantrell solo. And how long ago was it before or since he's released Degradation Trip that there's a huge
19 years.
It's been 19 years.
19 years, dude.
And he does a solo album to do something musically different than when he's with Alice in Chains. And we've talked Alice in Chains. We are huge Alice in Chains fans. We both have listened to Mad Season, Lane's solo, or not, I wouldn't say solo stuff, but his different stuff that he did when he was still alive with some of the guys from Pearl Jam, Screaming Trees. And then, Jerry Cantrell in the solo stuff that he does. And I agree, man. I think it's a very unique record for him, but it's 9 tracks of great music.
Yeah. What's cool, because we talked about it, I think before I went to the LA show with my brother. He did 2 LA shows, which is his last shows he did back in December 2019 at the Pico Union Project, which is where Cypress Hill is from, by the way. And he ended both shows with a song, Goodbye, from Elton John. And he ended this album with the same song. And it's I'll just say it's radically different from what he has done in the past. But it's not bad. I mean, I'm on the Jerry Cantrell Facebook pages and all these goofy, nerdy, blog pages, blah, blah, blah. I can count on one hand how many people have been disappointed with the record. So many people love the album. I think it's great. And it's going to be a hell of a tour. He starts off the tour the end of March 23rd, March 25th, something like that, in Minneapolis. I've got tickets to that show. Luckily, and I also got tickets to the Denver show, which we need to get you out to. He's going to play in Denver in April, like a month, almost a month to the day later in April. So that'll be a good time. But yeah, he came out with an interview last night and said he'll play a good chunk of the Brighten album. He'll play Degradation Trip. He'll play some Bucket Depot, and he'll also play a bunch of Alice stuff as well as some other covers he's never played before. So that's going to be, dude, it's going to be a fucking hell of a show. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do the bookend shows, dude. December 7th, 2019, and then March 25th-ish, 2022. So dude, that's insane. That's like 2.5 years almost between shows. I don't think I've gone more than, 6 or 8 months, 9 months. Well, I've seen an Alice show for the last 10 years. So we all deserve it, dude. It's been a hell of a trip, hell of a ride for the entire world. You and I, where we work, especially because we've got so much stuff going on because of COVID, it's going to be a good time. You got to come on, dude.
I'll go to the Colorado one, man, for sure. I don't know about the Minneapolis one.
There's tickets to the Colorado one still too. And we'll get some hotels. You can stay with us. Be good.
Which one's that? Where are they playing at in Colorado?
I don't.
Fillmore? Ogden?
Dude, it's not. I don't think it's even a place I even know. I think Summit Music Hall in Denver. I've never heard of that place. I don't even know what that is. I've never. Hopefully, it's tiny.
Ooh, man, you know what we really should go to though?
L.A.
Nope. More Theater, Seattle.
Oh yeah,
May 2nd. That would be sweet.
My birthday's May 3rd, dude.
Nobody cares. I'm just kidding.
Zip it. May 5th.
Oh, Richard.
May 5th in
the
LA.
Velasco,
dude,
LA.
Go to House of Blues in Vegas. I've been there before a few times.
Yeah,
dude.
There's House of Blues. That would be sweet because Vegas is always fun. The next day is House of Blues in San Diego. My brother's out there. That's some nice weather.
I actually, because next summer's my 10-year anniversary with my wife, and we went to our anniversary in San Diego in 2012. So she wants to go back to San Diego for our 10-year anniversary. And I said, babe, Jerry Cantrell, May 8th. It's only 2.5 months before our anniversary, not even that. And she's down with it, dude. So I don't know. We should look into that. It'd be fun. Go to 2 shows on one tour is cool. You go to 3 or 4 shows, dude. You're a
legendary.
You're a BDP.
Yeah,
I can't wait, dude.
Our anniversary is 15 years coming up August. So
you're an old goat.
I got to take her somewhere tropical is pretty much what she told me. So I got to make that happen.
Where do the kids go?
Somewhere tropical. Somewhere in Mexico. I don't know.
The kids go too?
Oh no. Where the kids go? Grandparents, man. No way, bro. We're gonna get them to Disney World soon is the plan, of course, with everything going on with the pandemic still. Anyways, what's up, Dusty?
Have I told you about, so we all know about my helmet fame with Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell, Mike Ennis, both give me shout outs for custom helmets that I made them. So I don't know if you know who Michael Fabiano is. Michael Fabiano, several different things by him. He works for Sports Illustrated and SiriusXM, which is he runs the SiriusXM show called The Dirt, which pays homage to an Alice in Chains song or album rather called Dirt album. Michael Fabiano, I made him a custom helmet as well. It was received on Monday, and just look for that shout out to me and our future guest, Carmen Sloan, aka the Sketchy Goat, who helped me design and bring to life the helmet decal logo that I made for the side of the helmet. So Michael Fabiano is a huge Cowboys fan like yourself, and I'm excited, dude. The helmet turned out awesome. We'll put a still of it up if we get this on YouTube. And hopefully the next time we have a show, we can talk about the call out he's going to give myself and Carmen Sloan.
So, Dusty, I'm pretty sure I asked, and I know you did this. I know you're a good man. You're a good man. You got a Chusky Boy sticker on there, didn't you? Didn't you, Dusty?
You know what? I didn't, because I'm very impatient. Let's hear it, boys. I'm very impatient, and I didn't get the small ones yet. But I did put a big one in his box with him.
Okay. All right. I feel better already.
And okay. I'm hoping maybe he'll put a picture of it up on he has 500,000 followers on, is it Instagram? Yeah, Instagram. I don't know about his Facebook. He has 501,000 followers on his IG. So if he put a picture of our logo up on his Instagram, it'd be cool. I'm assuming he's not going to, though.
Make that happen, Dusty.
Come on, Fabs.
Do it.
Maybe we'll get him up on the show sometime. We have some cool people coming up soon, though. We had Carmen Sloan, like I talked about. We're going to do her as well as Steve Areno, aka Steve Luke, who did our awesome intro that we have got going on. We've got Zach, who is an Alice in Chains cover band, Jerry Cantrell, if you will. Is that right? Saying he's a Jerry Cantrell from a cover band?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. We've got a few other folks I don't want to mention quite yet who said they will be on, but let's just see how things go and make sure they're actually on so I don't look stupid here in 3 months when they're not on. And yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Mr. Hirsch, I think episode 3 is in the books. And as always, I got to ask the question, Dusty, if you ain't husky,
go on,
and you ain't chubby,
that's right.
Well, what the hell are you?
Chusky
Boys. Until next time, we will see you then. Thank you as always.
Peace.
Chusky.